Marsha Joy was a principal or a manager at Crazy Moose Casino, and we know now that Councilor Sean Richards and Kristina Robinson were involved in events with the city police at that facility. Okay, so Councilor Richards, when asked, denied or failed to answer when I asked if he had a personal relationship, if any counselor had a personal relationship with Ms. Robinson. It's hard to believe that they did not enjoy any type of relationship. Okay, again, he should have been forthcoming about that. He was not.
History repeats itself, folks. But when you have dirty lawyers covering up for dirty politicians, it often takes years for the truth to come out. In this instance, we have Mountlake Terrace Attorney Greg Schrag having a little fireside chat with City Councilor Sean Richards, or Richard Vern Foos, as his name formerly was, prior to some judgment creditors against him. Anyway, now on or about 4th of January 2017, Raymond Tomason publicly stated before City Council that Precious Paws primary owner Kristina Robinson and his neighbor had told him, "There's nothing you can do about us because I'm friends with the owner of Red Onion Burgers and he's a city councilor." I have that on tape. Now, Richards became a city councilor after he changed his name from Richard Vern Foos after a debt lawsuit he lost a while back. Then he had another one he lost, but I digress. As proved on prior occasion, this man and his horrible burger stand have direct ties to local police, Crazy Moose Casino, and former Crazy Moose manager Marsha Joy. Now, Marsha Joy sold the house in which our dog Livy was mauled and killed, and she sold that to Kristina Robinson at what may have been substantially under fair market value. I'm still looking into that. And Mr. Vern Foos, Richards, stored his own personal materials at the house during Miss Joy and Miss Robinson's respective ownerships, okay? So yes, this is going to get ugly and messy, as Mountlake Terrace Animal Control Officer Elena McKee cautioned her counterpart over in Edmonds when she told her not to help investigate a pattern of danger, exposing the public and innocent dogs to harm, but rather to stand down. This is her legacy case, so I hope that she's proud of herself because she is about to be at the epicenter of ugly.
Okay. First person signed up is Lisa. Come forward and state your name and address.
Good evening, Council. Sad we're on a first name basis over such a thing, but indeed that's where we find ourselves. I have papers to hand out.
Yeah,
This evening, I'd like to start by sharing a letter that I wrote from my heart. I feel like the last couple of meetings we've been here, my partner and I don't think anybody on council is unfamiliar with our case at this point. We've continued and will continue to pursue this in no uncertain terms. I will be a familiar face and I'm not going anywhere until this is resolved. But I need these words to be heard because we're all human, and most of the parties, with the exception of my dog, who was involved in this, are human, and there's just some things I need to share. So it's a letter from my heart, but it is regarding an issue of extreme public interest regarding Miss Kristina Robinson and Precious Paws. Ms. Robinson, your speckled past highlights your regard for the law, your disregard for the law, tendency to exaggerate the truth or even outright lie. Your sloppy and dangerous business practices, questionable treatment of dogs, family members, fellow entrepreneurs, neighbors, employees, abuse of the legal system, and recklessness in decision-making, such as a DUI, DWSL, and disregarding the Mountlake Terrace City Code and a court-issued cease and desist for your kennel business out of your home, only skim the surface of some of my examples. The first thing my parents taught me in growing up was that you don't always get what you want. It seems you're well aware of that notion, however, but the difference between you and me, and it's a big one, is I will do whatever is lawfully necessary to work towards my dreams. You, on the other hand, will simply do whatever it takes. When you were ordered by the city of Mountlake Terrace not to run a kennel out of your home, you blamed everyone but yourself for this end result. Perhaps taking into account that a business of that type is not appropriate everywhere would be the first realization. Perhaps if you knew that working with dog was your, quote, life's purpose, you and Ahadu would have searched for a live workspace in an area zoned properly for such accommodations. Not just buying a home from Marsha Joy because she was able to give you a price you could afford. That is what a responsible mother and business owner would do. But none of us are perfect, and in the event that you still bought your home at 5808 and were faced with the reality that running a business there was no longer an option, you had the right idea in starting a storefront in your bordering jurisdiction in Edmonds. Where you go wrong again is 1, leaving dogs unattended in the daycare, 2, claiming that you screen dogs, and 3, refusing to properly care for the dogs, i.e. taking them for a walk to let them relieve themselves properly outdoors. Cleaning the mess up with potent chemicals, which is bad for the dogs, and your children, whom are regularly seen crawling on the floors of the daycare. She has 3 of those now, and I believe number 4 is readily on the way. Leaving them unattended or with someone not contracted to care for the pets, such as Mike Robinson, who we know to be her father. I was always a person who saw the good in others, who wanted to believe that they would do the same as me and do the right thing. Meeting people like you makes me question whether or not I can ever move forward with that train of thought or not. I wanted to let you know that the night this happened, I was not mad. I never once threatened to sue. I never told her she owed me money or had to replace my dog. My expressions of thought were that we were all shocked and horrified at what had just took place, but I never made a threat. My father and I are both small business owners ourselves, and we discussed the fact that I would not even want to sue her because we know the struggles of what it takes to build something from the ground up. However, after one visit to pull your public records file at City Hall in Mountlake Terrace, we were shocked, and we felt like we had just opened Pandora's box. I know you think that we're out to get you and your dogs, but the truth is we're out to save your family. Truly, at the heart of my mission, I aim to help you get back on track, to a place of truth, to a place where you can be a wonderful example to your children, to our community, to show them that even when we do things wrong, you can face the music and make it right again. To a place where you feel great doing business in this city and your neighboring jurisdiction. My hope for you is, after this is all said and done, that if your true passion is working with dogs and animals of any type, that you seek proper training to be a confident professional dog handler, to obtain proper licensure so that you can positively impact the lives of dogs and owners in need of your services. Further, if your father, Mike Robinson, is now an active member of your business, I ask that he be a part of those conversations, trainings, and introductions.
I want to stop you there. Your time's up.
This is in your email.
No, I just stopped you. Now I got a question for the city attorney. Christopher King once called in by phone. 16 years I've never had this happen. Are we able to take this testimony from him by phone or what? It's your legal opinion.
Well, we don't have a policy. I know it's highly unusual. I've never encountered that either in my number of years as city attorney with the city. I'm not aware of other cities if they allow or disallow. My advice would be, for tonight's purposes, if Mr. King can call in by cell phone or what have you, as long as the recording equipment can pick up the testimony, I would advise the council to allow that to occur tonight. Then I also would advise the council to, at their next work session, discuss a policy in regards to people, to citizens that wish to testify via phone. We have to determine if that's a course you're going to allow or disallow, and if you do allow it, what are the guidelines to that. So for tonight's purposes,
Is he able to call in by phone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where.
Okay, see if you can get him on the phone, let's see if we can all hear it.
Okay.
And the city clerk too needs to hear it.
Close to the microphone.
Yeah.
ma'am, is your
It's your mic will work, that's what we're doing.
What's that?
Just put it right by your
Oh, I
mic.
will. He has.
He has his own.
Okay.
Okay. And ma'am, did you have your written statement, was that submitted to the council, what you're reading tonight?
Yes.
The full amount, the full
Yes.
statement?
Mhm.
Good, so it will be in the record.
Yeah, you guys can review that.
It will,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, one second. I have to wait till she gets back so she can start the timer.
Okay, we're good, thanks.
Can you say something so we can see if we can hear you?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Is everybody here? Yes. Everybody can hear you. Go ahead. You have 5 minutes.
Is it clear?
Yep.
State your name and
Terrific.
for the record.
My name is Chris. Yes, indeed. My name is Christopher King. The nature of my presentation today, may it please the council, of course, involves the mauling death of our dog, Libby. And I want to say up front that only Kristina Robinson can recklessly kill our dog and then try to subsequently claim victim space for our valid investigation into all of the salient issues at hand, including her father as an unknown provider of care, where she has publicly stated that he is, quote, a mentally ill person destroyed by drugs, end quote. Okay. Not only that, she's doing this when she has committed the cardinal sin of leaving our dogs unattended with her pack of dogs, including her favorite pit bull, Nova, who likely killed Libby. We're still waiting on the official report from the city on that, but it looks that way. Now, my focus tonight is not so much as to what Kristina Robinson did and is doing with her supporters who are maligning our family, the integrity of our family, so much as it is as helping to get to the bottom of finding out who it is that's helping her do these things and helping her to evade the law. For example, on her website just 2 nights ago, she was still advertising for home care for dogs in blatant contravention of yet another order of notice of violation by the city. Okay, that tells me that nobody in the city is looking hard at this. Nobody's doing the work they should be doing, because it's a simple matter to investigate her website to see if she's still advertising for those services. And she is. So that's prima facie evidence that it's still occurring. Yet no one seems to care. Nothing happens. And again, as I told you before, this is why our dog is dead. Now, as such, I have today emailed, and we'll drop off a copy, I believe Ms. Bronstein is dropping it off now, a public records request, basically for any and all the emails between Mountlake Terrace Animal Control and Edmonds Animal Control. And this is because I want to know what led Mountlake Terrace Animal Control Officer Elena McKee to tell Edmonds Animal Control Officer Tabitha Shoemate not to get involved, because this was going to get ugly and messy for the city. Ms. McKee previously worked at Edmonds as Animal Control Officer, so her word carries weight. But we have seen at least one valid complaint from the aquarium next to Precious Paws issued to Edmonds police about dogs being left all day in dirty conditions. Okay? So I'm going to be asking for those emails, and also emails to and from the city attorney's office to everybody involved, because those emails, to the best of my knowledge, and I've had extensive practice in this type of law, those emails are not protected by attorney-client privilege. They're subject to public review. And I might add that the city attorney's office declined to allow us to tape record their phone calls too, which is a blatant contravention of all the principles of open government, transparency. That's what we're looking for here, nothing more, nothing less. So, next, I'm going to also be asking for any and all documents pertaining to any events that the city or any city councilor coordinated with Crazy Moose Casino or Marsha Joy. Marsha Joy, of course, being the previous owner of the house where Libby was mauled and killed. Marsha Joy was a principal or a manager at Crazy Moose Casino, and we know now that Councilor Sean Richards and Kristina Robinson were involved in events with the city police at that facility. Okay, so Councilor Richards, when asked, denied or failed to answer when I asked if he had a personal relationship, if any counselor had a personal relationship with Ms. Robinson. It's hard to believe that they did not enjoy any type of relationship. Okay, again, he should have been forthcoming about that. He was not. So that's suspect. And also, if any of these emails you believe are subject, of course, to any attorney-client privilege, then I will anticipate a full production of a bond index while it's there too, so that we can litigate that matter when the time comes, if it needs to be necessary. That's how that's going to work. Okay. I typically don't lose those lawsuits. Now, the other issue here, I just want to sum up. One of the things that was written by Corey McElroy, who was the principal at the aquarium, and he stated to Debbie over at Edmonds, the animal control officer there who recently retired, that there were serious concerns there about, animals being left all day and the smell of bleach and the howling and barking all day. And that's in his email that was written on July 26th of 2015. Okay? That's well after, never mind that, but that's, a recent email. And so he ends up saying, basically, I'm wondering, and this is a quote, if any of this is animal abuse. Okay? That's what he says. It just seems that 6 hours in the dark in a room filled with bleach with 6 to 10 dogs can't be good for them. Okay? Then there's a follow-up from Debbie in Edmonds. And she says, I will come by today and talk with you. As you probably know, I did talk with her on Sunday when she arrived. It was not a happy conversation, Debbie. Okay, well, where's the follow-up to that? So
I think he's got about 15 more seconds, Mayor. I actually started.
So my time is up. I see that is, and I will request leave to briefly conclude and thank the council for hearing these issues. And I look forward to prompt production of the documents. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Long